Now we will be discussing the bandwidth of the channel. A message signal when goes through a transmitter, then there are certain frequencies or certain more signals are added to it, that is in a communication system, and then it is transmitted for a long distance journey. At that time it has got a very high frequency and a bandwidth of variations. Okay, so it is sent to a receiver through a channel. Channel is what? Medium. That medium may be two types. One is material medium, one is non-material medium. Material mediums are two. One is cable, conductor cables. Those cables are again coaxial cables and two ribbon cables, two wires, and another type of material cable is optical fiber. Then there are wireless medium, that is free space, and we send electromagnetic waves in that. So these cables, that is metal conductor cables, optical cables and free space, they are carrying the signal and they have got a certain range of frequencies which they can handle. So they cannot handle more than that or less than that, so they have got a frequency range. If the frequency is more than that, then what happens? Let us see. First we will discuss the first type of material medium, that is optical, that is metal cables. We will have it coaxial cable. Coaxial cable. In coaxial cable we have one metal conductor. Over that we have a small insulator. On the insulator we have a net, that is another metal over it, like this. So this is one conductor and this is one conductor. The signal is between them. This is coaxial cable and you all have seen this, because this is the one we are fitting in with our TV, this is the one we are fitting with our computers, etc. Okay. Now how much frequency it can handle? The answer is that this can handle a bandwidth of 750 megahertz. That is a lot of bandwidth, very large bandwidth it is, 750 megahertz. Okay. Then another thing is there, that we can use it, this cable can be used only up to a certain frequency, that is the handling frequency. This is the bandwidth. The handling frequency has to be 18 gigahertz, what we call it limit of frequency, that is 18 gigahertz. Giga, you know, it is 10 to the power 9. That is a very large frequency. Why it cannot handle signals beyond 18 gigahertz? That means why it cannot handle frequency of 10 to the power 12, that is terahertz. The answer is this insulation. This insulation, it is an insulation between this conducting wire and this net around it. The net is here and this is the conducting wire. There is a nylon here, that is the insulation between the two, and one charge here, one charge here, there is an insulator between two. This makes a capacitor. This makes a capacitor. So this cable has a capacitance. It has a capacitor between the two, and what we expect that these two, when we connect here with our device, then only current will flow. If the current flow here at this stage, from this to this. If the current flow here, then that voltage will not come here. We will say it is short circuited. This should not happen. That is leakage of current, leakage of signal. It will get short here. Can it happen? Answer is yes. Normally a capacitor is a non-conductor. It does not allow current to pass. But we have studied it does not allow DC current to pass. It allows AC to pass depending upon its frequency. The resistance of capacitor is very large, infinity, for DC. So we know that XC, the resistance for capacitor multiplied by omega, XC, that is impedance of the capacitor or reactance of the capacitor, correctly saying. XC is how much? 1 upon C omega. Okay, this. Right. Now if omega is very, very large, what is happening to XC? XC is becoming very, very low. The impedance or the opposition to current or the resistance is becoming very less with high frequency. Suppose this frequency has got 18 into 10 to the power 9. What will happen to impedance? The answer is impedance will become very, very low. That is, in micro ohms, it is so low that a very small voltage will puncture it and go here, because that resistance is almost zero. So when we increase frequency very high, the opposition or impedance of the capacitor between the two is become very low. Suppose it is DC. Suppose it is DC, the frequency is 0, then yes, how much it is? Infinity. So DC, there is no problem, it will go through the cable, there is no short circuit, but the same cable refuse to carry the signals of very high frequency, because then XC becomes 0 and there is a short circuit between the two. We say there is a breakdown of the signal, breakdown of the cable. It cannot carry signals. So that range for coaxial is how much? 18 gigahertz. So any signal which is higher than the 18 gigahertz cannot be carried by ordinary cable, what we use for our TV. We need a very high frequency cables for that. Those are quite costly and specially made to carry high frequencies. We are using it sometimes in the computers because there we want to use high frequency signals. So that is the limit. But how much the range, the variation of frequency a cable can carry swiftly is 750 megahertz. The signal which are 750 megahertz bandwidth, they are carried by the cable and lot of signals in that. So rather this limit is very wide and we can take many signals. Then there is another optical fiber. Optical fiber, we have a very good range. The next we discuss is the bandwidth of radio waves, that is electromagnetic waves. The bandwidth of electromagnetic waves is from radio. We call it radio waves because mostly it is used for radio. Later we have used it for mobile, this, that. Everything comes under a general category, we call it radio. Okay, so their bandwidth is 100 kilohertz to 100 kilohertz is how much? 10 to the power 5 hertz. 2. This is few gigahertz. Few gigahertz, that is 10 to the power 9. This is the bandwidth of radio waves. It starts from 100 kilo and goes up to 10 to the power 9. We have got such a big range for the radio waves. Now, the application of radio wave is very, very wide, electromagnetic waves, because everything we want to be wireless. So there are so many signals to be sent wireless by electromagnetic wave, and we receive them also, we send them also, we receive them also. We have receivers. So what happens? We are having many things to do with electromagnetic waves transmission. What are those things? We are doing AM broadcast, frequency FM broadcast. We are using it in telephones, televisions. We are using it in mobile, and we are using it for satellite. Now, if somebody is using one frequency for one purpose, the other one is using it for another purpose, then there is a clash, and the signal sent by me on television will be received by a mobile phone, or the signal sent by a mobile phone can be received on radio. So it has to be regulated, and there is an international authority, that is International Telecommunication Union, made by the different nations. They regulated it, they made a discipline that so much frequency is to be used for a particular work, and frequencies beyond this will not be used for that. So that radios, television, mobile and satellite communication, they do not disturb each other, they do not interfere with each other. Otherwise, there will be lot of chaos, and everybody is sending the signal, everybody is receiving the signal from other parties also. Okay, so what was that range? The range was according to technology, whatever is the use. That frequency range was fixed by ITU, we call them ITU, International Telecommunication Union. Okay, now they made it this way. AM broadcast need AM radio walkie-talkies. It is a very small frequency range, kilo 10 to the power 3 hertz. Their job is done, their circuits are like that, and our voice, music, all is contained in this. But AM has got its own problem. AM waves are amplitude modulated waves. We will study it. They have their own problem, and we now convert to frequency modulation radios, FM radios. You hear that 95.8, 100.1, and have you heard any frequency less than 95 or more than 102? Answer is no. See, because this is the range allocated for frequency modulated radio all over the world. Every country, whenever they give a license for an FM radio, they have to keep the frequency between this. See, all the radio stations in India, they have their frequency between this. So you will find them between 92 to 102. I have not seen any station beyond these. So that is range allocated for FM broadcast. Okay, mega is 10 to the power 6. This is a very, very large range. We can very well have two stations, one at 100 megahertz, 100.1 megahertz, and another at 100.5 megahertz. And these two will be separate because there is a distance of 0.4 megahertz, and mega is what? 0.4 into 10 to the power 6. It's a lot of frequency difference. They will not interfere with each other. So that is the advantage when we work with a very high frequency, 10 to the power 6. Okay. Anyway, this range was given for FM broadcast. Then television. Television signal, we have seen that it needs a very large bandwidth. So the bandwidth allotted to them is 54 to 72 for audio and 76 to 88 for video. Okay. So television was working within this range, right? And this is called very high frequency range, VHF. But later, after year 1990, up to 90, I have seen the television was working on this. There were manual selection of the station, and in India, in any town, we used to have only one channel, that was Doordarshan. After that, we had 2 channels of Doordarshan. They were having, all were operating on very high frequencies. Later, when the private players are there, now we have 100 stations working everywhere. So, if we have 100 stations working in our city, every station has to be given separate frequency, and 100 division of only this range. If they make 54 to 72, 100 divisions, then each division will be very small, and maybe it is not possible for TV to work in that, because we have seen every TV station need 6 megahertz, and we have to keep another 6 megahertz as a cushion between the next station. So we need 12 megahertz to make one station. 6 it will use, and then 3 is the distance it will maintain with the other stations. So if we give 12 megahertz to one station from 54 to 72, there will be very few. So what do we do? We give this frequency to different stations, and the stations are far away. So one does not clash with the other. So that is the technique which is applied. But if there are stations in one town, it's not possible to maintain the distance, then what to do? Can't help it. We cannot have more than 3, 4 or 5 stations in a town. 3, 4 or 5 channels in a town. Yes, only 3 channels in a town. That was the problem when private players came. Then government has to release a higher frequency range, and they call it UHF frequency range. This is, you see, another frequency range, because 76 to 88, this was given for what? TV, audio, video, and beyond 88 it was given to what? FM. So 88 to 108 was allotted to FM radios, FM signals, and after that it is seen that this frequency range is very small. So after 108, they have given 174 to 216 megahertz for, they call it ultra high. UHF, this range 174 to 890, this was given for TV. Now this is a lot of range, and if they allow this, then we can have many stations in one town also. So 420 to 890, see, there is a difference of 500, and if we give 6 to one station or 4 to one station, we can have 100 broadcasting stations. 100 broadcasting station in one town itself. We never have so many stations in one town. Anyway, so UHF gave us a very large field to work, many stations. But this is the range which is used for TV, and in between this had already been given to frequency modulation. After that, when there was satellites coming, hundreds of channels, thousands of channels, everyone needed a bandwidth. What to do? Another transmission was there, and that was done in this range, satellite communication. And here we are using this gigahertz. Giga is what? 10 to the power 9. So that's a very, very large range. So when we are working with satellite, we use this range. Now this is something of your interest. What is this? Yes, the mobiles are working at 896 to 901 megahertz. This is the frequency used when we are linking our mobile to tower, base station. From base station to my mobile, the signals are coming in this range. Can you say why these two ranges are different? The answer is so that there is no resonance between the two. It has to be separate. I can talk as well as I can listen at the same time. and there is no clash between the waves because they are getting operated by the separate different frequencies. That is why we need one frequency mobile to base, other tower to base station to our mobile, and this is the range 842 935. This is given to complete mobile operations all over the world and as well as in our country. And this is only 100 megahertz, you see. This 100 megahertz has to be divided small parts. Each part is given to one mobile, to my mobile, to your mobile, to next mobile, to next. How many mobiles are there? Answer is there are 10 million mobiles, 1 crore mobiles in our country. So every mobile has to be given certain bandwidth, and now you can calculate how small is the bandwidth given to each mobile, and that is why there is a call drop problem. Why we do not listen very clear voice on the mobile? This is because our service operators, they shrink down on the bandwidth allocated to each mobile. If they shrink it, then what will happen? We will listen the voice for that particular bandwidth. If frequency is more or less than this, we will not listen that. That is why we are not able to listen very clearly. And if there are more than a given number of calls at any time, we call it rush hour. At rush hour, they become short of the slots. Then they will drop my call, connect another one. Drop your call, connect another one. That is call drop is there because the width is very less. Now, all the service operators, they are asking government to increase this width. They should be given more width for the mobile operation. Then we can have more numbers of the mobiles. But government is also tied up because they have to see the full spectrum for every use. There are so many uses of it. Okay. Anyway, we go to the next, and that is satellite communication. Satellite communication, there was no range here, and for satellite, it's far away. We have to have a very powerful wave which will go there without destruction and without attenuation. So we need a very high frequency. So we use the frequency of gigahertz, giga. That is 10 to the power 9. With such a high frequency only, we are able to connect my GPS with satellite. This is the range of GPS. That is why every mobile is not having GPS. Only the mobiles which can generate such a frequency range are having GPS. Okay. So in satellite communication, when we are sending TV signals from our base station from Earth to the satellite, we use this frequency, uplink. And when we are downloading from the satellite, we use this frequency range. And you see, this is a different frequency range, this is a frequency different, and you know it is to avoid resonance between the two. Okay, so this is the total frequency range for all the different uses done by ITU, and every country has to follow this for these uses, and this is decided in consultation with the technological needs of the radio, TV, mobile and communication. So all these are electromagnetic waves, and all this is wireless. After that, okay, this is wireless radio waves. After that, again we are short of frequencies. Our uses are increasing so high that whatever range we are having, it becomes short. And there is a new technology now. That new technology is optical fiber. In optical fiber, there is no metal, no electrons are vibrating in that. then what is going in that? Inside that light is going. It is a combination of material as well as electromagnetic waves going in this. And the light has got a frequency 10 to the power 15. Okay, that is beyond terahertz. So in optical fiber, we can use a very, very high frequency, and the bandwidth can be 1 terahertz to 1000 terahertz. That is 10 to the power 9 to 10 to the power 12 to, I will write it here, 10 to the power 12 to 10 to the power 15. 10 to the power 12 frequency, microwave start. If you remember the spectrum of electromagnetic wave, 10 to the power 12 is microwave. After that, light will start, infrared, red, more frequency green, more frequency violet, more frequency ultraviolet, 10 to the power 15. And this is such a huge range. It is such a huge range that it can accommodate any work, any bandwidth we allot to it. So in an optical fiber, if we are sending light, it is carrying so much frequency, and we are connecting telephones with different frequencies. In one small hair-like optical fiber, we can give 1000 telephone connections. This range is so large. You see, for one telephone connection, how much you need? For one telephone connection, we need hardly 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz, 10 to the power 3. And how much it is? 10 to the power 12. That means we can have 10 to the power 9 connections. If we keep so many frequency cushions there, even then we can have so many telephone channels working together in this. Anyway, we are doing that. So that is why optical fiber is the most favored use for communication system nowadays, and all over the world we are transmitting data with help of optical fibers. We have optical fibers below the sea which are connecting America, Europe, Asia, India, everywhere. You might have heard some days back there was certain damage of that optical fiber coming to Chennai, and our complete internet system had become slow in India because the data was not coming through that. So this optical fiber is now the backbone of our communication system because of its range, the bandwidth it can travel. So friends, this was the world of bandwidth, so many communications, so many means, and what we have discussed is bandwidth of the different type of channels, their preliminary uses, their end uses, different mediums and different bandwidths. Thank you.